You're talking about the Dante Martin dive off the ladder, correct?
Yeah, the one that went totally wrong, and yeah. Ugh. Anyway.
Well, I hear that in AEW. I don't think the agents or the producers, they're supposed to be told of that. And they had to be told because they had to set it up. But I don't know why guys do spots like that. Oh, yeah, it's impressive, but how many times are you going to do a spot like that? You won't do many before you get hurt. That was a 15-foot free fall, at least. Maybe not, but who's counting? But the fans, like you just said, the fans are going to remember that maybe 5 minutes. Now fans don't even remember it hardly at all. Oh, yeah, I remember that. But Dante Martin will remember it. And he may remember it for the rest of his life. That's why that is the greatest, probably, example of why wrestling needs to have stories. Because if you have stories, you don't need that. Stories, now you just add to the story, detract from the story, end the story, start another story. But here, that was the end of that match and the end of that story. But guys that are coming along now, and I'm going to tell any of you out there who are considering a career in pro wrestling, those bumps add up. There's an old saying in wrestling. It's a couple of things that are real: the miles and the money and the bumps. Those are real. And you take a wrong bump when you're 20, time you get to 30, you're going to be feeling it, and you'll feel it the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So I hate for it to take such an example like that to demonstrate the need for guys to do spots that are safe, that tell the story. And I mean, I don't even want to watch that. Have you ever seen Sid? We were just talking about
yes.
Sid. Remember?
Yeah, and I've
Sid
never
jumping
meant
off
to.
And that leg going almost 90 degrees out.
Yeah.
I can't even watch that. And I have heard that they wanted, let's say this, Sid is not an aerial artist. He doesn't do all the high flying. First of all, I don't think he'd look stupid doing it. And he didn't want to do it. And he didn't even want to jump off. I think he was on the second rope too. I don't even think he was on the top rope when he jumped off. I think just to give the guy an axe handle or whatever he did. But when he landed, the camera was right on him. And you can still pick this up on YouTube. And his leg goes whoop and almost bends like this. It is, I mean, it hurts just to watch it. I can't watch it. And that ended his career forever. He did end up, I think, suing WCW for that injury. And I don't know what he got. I think he got a couple $1 million. But he doesn't seem to be lacking for any money now. Sid was always good with his money anyway.
Do you know why he was successful suing them? Is because he was basically strong-armed. Yeah, that was directive from, I don't know if Johnny Ace told him to do it or someone else. I've got the name Johnny Ace in my head. But they told him to do it. And he vehemently did not want to do it. And he said, well, you know, if something happens, on your head be it. And guess what? Something happened. And
something happened. Yeah, and he's told me. He said, I told him I didn't want to do that. And he said, then, and I didn't have to ask him, did it hurt? But sometimes it can hurt so bad that the area that's hurt sends a signal to the brain to cut off the pain. Did you know that?
No.
And he said, oh, it hurt like hell. And he's never been the same since.
Can you remember? Well, okay. As I say, we're just riffing here. Do you remember any other particularly gruesome injuries that happened in wrestling? Whether when you were there, because this one isn't that gruesome, but I still remember this one. I think it was Trish Stratus, and she was being tipped off the top rope to the outside, and I think she posted with one arm either on the apron or on one of the turnbuckles, and basically she just ripped a shoulder straight out, dislocated a shoulder. And that one really got me. Even though it wasn't the most gruesome to look at, there's some really terrible ones out there. Do you remember any that stayed with you that you saw?
Well, I don't remember any right offhand, but I think did we show the one that the girl was going to get slammed on the table and they missed it? And she fell off and both of them hit the floor.
Was it the double stomp one? The Japanese, I think Stardom.
It was in Japan.
Yeah, we saw that one. That wasn't too gruesome though. That just looked like it just hurt. I did have one more. It's a very famous one where Owen Hart pile drove Steve Austin. I can't look at that because his head is a good 6 inches below Owen's thighs, and there's just no way for it to go well.
Well, that to me, it was a pure accident because Owen was never known for carelessness. Never. And see, that's the problem with wrestling. You get in the ring with a guy and you almost take the Hippocratic oath. Is that what's called? Do no harm.
Yep.
Do no harm. Because if I got in the ring with you and I said, we're going to do this spot. Now I'm trusting you to protect me because I'm giving you my vessel. I'm giving you my body. And when I give it to you, don't be careless and don't drop me on my head. Don't drop me on my shoulder. Don't drop me on my hip. Take care of me. Because once you get a reputation as being careless, a lot of guys don't want to work with you, or they won't do certain spots with you. See, that's what I got in the ring with a lot of these green guys, muscled up guys. They look great. They could only go 5 minutes or 6 minutes because their cardio they just blow up. And they were huffing, they were puffing. Don't ask the guy to slam you when they're doing that because they're out of steam, they're out of gas. And I've had a lot of guys just they had to get out of the ring to get their breath back. Which if you had anything going in the match, it dies while the guy's outside, trying to recharge. And that's the problem with bodybuilders in wrestling. They don't have any cardio. You take a little skinny guy and he can go all day. You take a big muscled up guy and he goes,